Hello, everybody, and welcome to Girl Dad Girls again. This is your host, Brianna St. Marie. We have Dani B, and we have
Hi.
Ravishing Rachel, and we have our guest tonight. We have the lovely Jordyn Jean Isley. How are you?
Yay.
Oh, I'm
Welcome to
good.
the show.
Welcome to the show. Finally, we booked this a long time ago, and it snuck up.
Welcome to the party. And
Yeah,
we have a
this is where
storm
it's
going
at.
on. There's like winds and rain.
Oh, yeah, it's supposed to get like super cold tonight, right?
Mm.
I
Isn't it?
cannot
Wait,
wait to
wait,
get
it's
into that
not,
weather.
it's not a hurricane, but it's just a bad tropical storm.
So,
Well,
Jordan is in North Carolina also.
Oh snap. Okay,
see,
cool.
Yeah.
I'm wearing my
Yeah.
my storm earrings for you. So, um,
Mhm.
Totally planned.
yeah.
I'm
Um,
I'm canceling it out with my best sundress. Like I'm speaking it into existence.
um, so yeah, I guess I just wanted to I'm for the people who are like, why the hell is Dani look like she's in a dorm room? I am in a dorm room. It's just in Key West. We are down in Key West right now, and apparently we are at a hostel, so I'm about to get my Achilles cut by bolt cutters, and so anyways, but yeah, so Jordan, how are you do you do a lot of podcasts, or is this your first?
No.
This is your first.
No, I've been online with someone a couple times, maybe like two
Yeah.
times. This might be like the third one.
Oh, okay. So
Then
we're not taking your
no, like
podcast
questions
opportunity.
or anything.
We are not popping cherries over here.
No.
Oh no,
Well, we'll try to be the best. We'll try to live up to the.
I'm low on first.
We'll get you. We'll make sure this one's hot. So yeah. So who's got the first question?
Well, I guess for those who don't
that
know
was the
you,
first
why don't you
question.
give us a
Sorry.
little rundown of who you are, what you do, and where you came from?
Okay, so my name is Jordyn Jean, legally. And in October, in a couple weeks, I will be on hormones for 3 years. And
Wow!
in September,
Congratulations.
I'll be 40. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I figured it out kind of in COVID. And then I knew like from watching like Reddit that it takes a long time. So I jumped on the ball pretty quick, and I figured it out in the end of like August, beginning of September, and a couple weeks after like getting like blood work and everything, I was straight on hormones. Like
That's
um,
awesome.
I needed to
Fast
get busy
track.
waiting. Yeah, I called like a gender therapist and scheduled my first laser hair on my face like literally the same day.
Damn. Hit the ground running.
And I'm a chef. I've been in culinary for 22 years, give or like some fashion.
Nice. I almost
What's
went
your
that
favorite?
route.
What's your favorite thing to make?
By now I don't like cooking anything. I don't know,
I-
ramen, whatever is easiest. I think the funnest thing I make is like this spicy cannelloni lasagna. It's like instead of like the regular ground beef, it's like spicy Italian sausage. It's really good. I used to make it at this restaurant I started at.
Okay, so you like making it. What's your favorite thing to eat?
Burritos maybe. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me
That's
tell
funny.
you, burritos, like any Mexican restaurant, like if they could just put queso like in a cup, like I
Yeah.
would just drink it.
Moe's
Like
get free queso.
That's
wait,
hilarious.
what?
There's like a little burrito place we got called Moe's. They don't charge for their
No,
queso.
wait, Moe's
Oh,
isn't like the
Moe's.
Moe's is a chain,
My
isn't it?
Mo
Yeah.
charges for queso. What the hell? I'm getting cheated. I'm
Yeah.
getting cheated.
That's the only reason I go there.
I'm getting cheated on more than I did in my last relationship. Like, God.
Well, so wow, we may need story time for that, Rachel.
Yeah, I think we might.
Wow.
Damn, they should be giving out free queso. Moe's is underneath the Arby's umbrella.
I mean,
Nothing a
I mean,
burrito can't solve.
That's true. It's saved wars from happening, I think, if I remember correctly.
I
Um,
believe it.
So Jordyn, tell the nice folks, all like three of them that ever watch these things. Tell the nice folks where you are.
I'm near the beach of southern North Carolina.
Oh, very good. Do you go to the beach a
I
lot?
come visit.
Hell no, I don't go to the beach. I don't go in the sun. I don't go in the heat. I try not to sweat like ever at work, anywhere. It's the worst.
How long have you been there?
Maybe like 11 or 12 years. Yeah, I
Okay.
lived in Fayetteville, which is kind of like a military town next to Fort Bragg. And I was like, if I can be broke in Fayetteville, I can be broke in Wilmington. And then I was going to the beach, but I don't really go that much, especially since I've transitioned, like beach and bikinis and shit. It's kind of like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a tough one.
yeah.
Actually,
That is a
I
tough
got a
one.
pool though. Me and my girlfriend built a pool
Oh
Wait, you
shit, I
built a
did see
pool?
that.
Like in
I did
ground?
see that.
above ground.
Oh wow, that's
Yeah,
cool.
it's really nice. Yeah,
Like,
my
did-
kid gets a
did-
big kick out of it.
Did you get? Well, you said you have a kid. How old's your kid?
He will be 10 January 23rd. So his birthday is 123.
Oh,
Oh
fun.
damn.
Yeah.
That's
he was like 20 minutes away
awesome.
from being 124.
Oh, that's good. That's
That's
great.
awesome.
I did.
That's- Go ahead, Bree.
No, you're fine. I did see that pool. I think it was in your story.
Yeah, I show a lot of weird random stuff. And his name is Jude Morrison after the Beatles and the Doors.
Oh wow.
Damn.
Oh fun. Oh wow.
That's-
Oh wow. That's awesome.
That's
Sorry,
really
It took me a second, but I got there. Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, he's got a lot of fun facts to impress his partners when he gets older. His
Yeah.
birthday and his name. He's
Um,
got
that's
real striking light blue eyes,
oh, awesome.
like a husky.
So that leads us into like kind of like the more serious questions. How's your experience been being a transparent? Let's be transparent. How's being transparent?
Well, when I first came out, it was a little weird for him to see me like playing around with makeup, and I don't like blame him because I really didn't look anything kind of like how I feel I look now. Especially like 3 years ago. Excuse me. He's on the spectrum, so he kind of just like went with it, like it's just a thing. And then like I even remember when he was a little bit younger, before I came out, he kind of like asked slash told me what non-binary meant because of some game called Undertale. And I kind of like was like, okay, so it's not like an unknown topic in his world. And he calls me mom, and he lives with his other mom. I'm mom and she's mommy because like I'm short. Mom is shorter because it was like dad, and then it's like I've been mom shorter, so it's the shorter word, and then she's mommy because she's been longer and it's a longer word. I don't know. It made sense at the time. But that
Cute.
wasn't always the case until I had to pick him up in like a wig and full makeup, and he's like, "Dad," and I'm just like the whole line
Yeah.
of kids he was in. I was just like, yeah, maybe we should probably like work on this. This is kind of rough right now.
It is really weird. Like my mom
Yeah.
is having a really hard time saying, "Wait,
Yeah,
you're dad, but you're she," and I'm like,
yeah,
"Yeah, I'm dad and she," and she's just like, it's like you can see these like wheels turning in her brain, like how, like trying to
Yeah.
figure out how to like munge that in her head, and it's like,
yeah. I have a friend in town that their kid calls them dad, and it's like I'm kind of like skirting around it in conversation. It's like, yeah, them over there, like, because I don't want to like negate anything that they have, but it kind of hit me a little hard when he screamed dad across the thing, and now it's just kind of a non-issue.
It's I mean, I think like every parent-child relationship is different, like in how that looks. I know like for me, like kiddo literally refers to me as Rachel, and you know what? That's great. I appreciate that. Like that works for us. I know me myself, like we were traveling to go see my family, and we were out in Nowheresville, Illinois. And I'm sitting here, and kiddo said, "Hey, I got to use the bathroom." And I'm sitting here, and this was back when, kiddo couldn't go to the bathroom, like, couldn't go into the bathroom by herself. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, yo, like, that's the last place I need to be called dad.
Yeah.
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 Kids used to
And
go
so
to the bathroom.
that's when
Boys'
we had to that's when we had to like sit down and have that conversation of, all right, what does this relationship look like? What is, as far as like name calling, like what does this look like? Because that teeters into some very interesting waters.
Mhm. And then once he was uncomfortable and he called me stepmom, and I was kind of like shocked by it. But we were in like a really public spot, and I was like, I don't know how I feel about that because I'm literally your blood parent. Like, so I kind of
Yeah.
had to explain to him what step is, and he's okay. He's very high functioning, so it's really just not a problem. I don't know. It's like how his brain works.
So
Yeah.
your ex is perfectly fine with you being called mom.
Yeah, I kind of like brought it up that it was kind of an issue, and it was more like them kind of picking the name in a sense of me saying it was I don't know, like I wouldn't pressure him to want to do anything he wouldn't want, like including calling me dad, like if that was really the thing, because I don't mind being like visibly trans in public, especially like with my voice and when I'm with him and like we're doing something, and like there's been a few like neck jerks when they hear me talk and they're like, oh shit. So I don't know, maybe they think I pass until I talk, but
That's me.
Yeah. That's why I'm trying to work on my
Those
voice,
little
and I'm trying to
kids.
get a little bit higher like this. So
Yeah, I have my moments.
I got
fine.
called.
It's
I got called ma'am on the plane today because the people in front of me asked if they could open the window that was in my side, and I said, "Yeah, sure, that's fine." And they were like, "Thank you, ma'am." And I'm like, "If you only knew."
Finally.
Gotcha, bitch. No, she's very nice, very nice redneck lady. Hopefully, she never watches this.
Yo,
Should be the first one.
So yeah, it's fun. It's endearing. I was working at a bank today, not the same bank that I normally work at. I was at a different branch. Let me tell you, I have never been called babe, baby, and mommy so many times in my life.
Wait, what? Like by who?
Clients.
Oh,
A client called you mommy?
Numerous times. Numerous clients.
Oof.
bugs. Oh my god. Oh.
Would walk in, and I would just be like, hey, what can I help you out with today? And the answer I would get is, I just want to withdraw $100, mommy. And I'm sitting here, I'm like,
Oh, okay. Just
Sup,
people
boy?
sometimes. Some
You wanna
people
holla,
got weird,
boy.
casually say.
That is, I don't know how I feel about that.
I was weirded out, okay? Like,
I mean,
it wasn't normal.
it's kind of like, I don't know, like I got on Tinder down here because that's what I do. I'm a glutton for punishment, if nothing else. But I got on Tinder, and like within like maybe an hour of being here, it was, like swiped on some people and had a couple people being like, "What's up, baby? Where you at? I want to be with you." And it's like, you're gonna hear my voice and you're gonna go, "What the fuck?" They were like, we don't really get a lot of trans people down here. We get a bunch of cross dressers. And I was like, "What's the difference?" And like, "I don't know. They sound like dudes." And like, "Oh, yeah, I know. Oh my god, I can't believe it.
Isn't that shitty?
Wow. Oh my goodness. Well, good thing I sound just like Taylor Swift." So,
Oh my.
that's been my lately. I've got the This Is Taylor Swift on Spotify, and I've just been blasting that and singing along. And I've started to learn some of those songs, but it's helped my voice.
Do you want to know a really good voice training exercise?
Yes.
I would love, we should just girl dad girls like rendition of this sometimes. Go onto Spotify and search for the song A Whole New World from Aladdin,
Yeah.
but try
Oh.
but try and sing both parts.
I can sing both parts.
Me too. Me
I
too.
love
I literally have used that.
View.
I've literally used that song as voice training because it forces you to
fun.
go.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Also, Love is an Open Door from Frozen. Also very good.
Oh, God, Frozen such like I didn't realize how much I liked
Except
Frozen.
that one is so like ping pong, tink 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 tink, where A Whole New World is more left, right, left, right.
Yeah. Huh.
If you catch my drift.
We're gonna do so that's gonna be for those who are watching who are part of the subscribers, you're gonna get a special rendition of A Whole New World sometime, Girl Dad Girls version. Are you not a subscriber? Make sure to click that button, like and subscribe. Don't know what that means because we don't have anything like that set up, but we'll set it up by the time this comes out.
It's
Okay, so Jordyn, what is so now that you've been on, you said you've been on hormones almost 3 years. December will be 3 years.
4 weeks. Yep.
Okay, so I guess what has been, what would you say your high, what are your like your three like biggest like highs that like like times that you've been like this is the best thing I've ever done, and then like what are like one or two like times where you've been like this feels horrible and I hate this.
I know some bad moments was when I was like learning to do makeup, and it was very early in my transition, and I would like learn a step and I'd be okay. So, but like then I would fail like the next step, and I call it a shower cry. So I'd wipe everything off and go cry on the floor of the shower. So a lot of shower cry and steps, but I learned each step, and then I would master that step. Then I would just wipe it all off and I'd go cry in the shower. But I've been kind of doing my own makeup since January, maybe 21.
Honestly, I've checked out your Instagram. For those who we'll talk about your Instagram a little bit lower. We'll post your Instagram and everything on the story. But your eyeshadow game is on point.
I kind of like my page is kind of like makeup in a diary. It's kind of how I see it.
Yeah, well, actually, for those who are listening to this on Spotify, because we have just a voice thing. What is your Instagram?
All my socials are Jordyn Jean Isley, like one word.
And all like no underscores or anything?
No underscores. I try to
Perfect.
keep them all lowercase if the app allows it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Some of them do wonky stuff, so I don't really post on like anything else. But I got a TikTok and my Twitter has 17.3 thousand followers, and it's just like ironic shit posts and like calling people gay. So,
have you ever on Twitter called Elon Musk gay?
no.
That's how you get the ban hammer on Twitter.
Wait, really? Is he that much of a fucking
bad.
snowflake?
Oh wait, it's X now. It's not Twitter.
Yeah,
it's
sorry.
like the gay porn like hookup app. Like
what a piece
like
of shit.
black with like little like jizz going up the sign. It's not cute. Like
Yeah.
It does look Grindr-esque now, doesn't
yeah.
it?
No.
I don't think I've opened it up since it became X, but I have
It's trash.
I have an account, but literally if you find my account, it's literally just new profile pic, new profile pic, new profile pic.
Well, I created it when I was gonna do like an OnlyFans, and then I do have that too, but like nothing like on it. But I was like, oh, if I'm gonna do that, I need to get somewhere where I can advertise, and Twitter's kind of like the last spot for like nudity and shit, or like even like posting and talking about it. But then it was like 10,000, 15,000, and I was like, I'm still kind of waiting to like figure out how a way to monetize that. But I have on there ironically.
So you're on OnlyFans, is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool. How long have you been doing that?
I don't know, a couple months, few months.
Couple
Like
months. Okay.
people have paid a couple times.
Oh.
And then they pay, and then I just up the price and then keep paying. Now it's at like $25. So
Did
That's
you
smart.
did is that, I guess, was that a means to an end for you? Because like I've wondered about OnlyFans with trans women, if like it's one of these like euphoric things of like we do it because it makes us feel great, or was yours like sort of a means to an end, like you wanted to make extra money on the side, or was it like one of these things of like I really like my body and I really want to show it off, but I can't do it on Instagram as
yeah, it's
much.
a little bit of all of that. Like, money's not bad. And if like, I mean, I don't think it takes a lot of you like from the inside to kind of just put that out there, let alone like shit get like leaked. And I would die. Like, I would literally die if like my coworkers are laughing behind my back about like nude pictures or something. But like thirsty dudes at 3 a.m. subscribe, and I'll take your $20. I don't know. I'll be a little cute on there, but yeah, I celebrate my body a little bit. Like, I have a Discord of a bunch of other like trans girls and trans identifying folks, and there's some not safe for work sections, and it's just very not creepy and kind of like lifting each other up, just kind of like celebrating ourselves. So it's a little bit of all out of that.
If somebody is watching or listening and would want to, is it open to the, like, public for any trans?
No,
Or
you
oh,
can't
really?
see. You can't post. You can't see a picture. You can see like I don't know,
Well,
my main picture, like the avatar or whatever.
I meant to like request it. Can anybody request to join?
I mean, you got to pay. I don't care. Yeah, anyone
To your
Are you
really.
talking about the Discord?
Oh, the Discord or the
Yeah.
OnlyFans.
Discord.
The
Oh,
Discord.
the Discord is it was some Reddit thing that's retired, and it's just a bunch of like people. It's kind of dead, unfortunately. Like,
Okay.
it's just like servers go in like phases, and it's kind of in a like a lull. Like, there's maybe like 3 people kind of hanging on, posting memes. They
Okay.
had like transition help, and there was a lot of weird questions. Like, I was on all these Discords because the DIY trans girls have the knowledge. So, like, if you are like, oh shit, I'm gonna start progesterone, I got a question. Like, the DIY girls on Discord, they fucking done the research. Like, I trust them more than like maybe half the doctors. Because you need to do like peer research, like just the medical studies are just not there.
Yeah. I guess in that vein, are you on injections or pills or patches?
I've been on injections since October 22, I think.
Okay, so pretty
Yeah, I've
recently.
been on injections for a little bit, by themselves. So I just take, I inject, it's like 0.4 milliliters of whatever, every week, and like progesterone. That's kind of like the only, and I take finasteride for hair, but I don't really see a difference. But it's so cheap, and that I figure if I am getting something from it, I might as well just keep it up. I
Yeah.
mean, it's like a $5-10, and it helps me
Yeah.
sleep at night. So I take it right before I go to bed, and I just
Really?
sleep.
Yeah, I mean, I've been on finasteride since like 2010, 2000, I guess
Yeah.
29. I
I
had
was
my
in the
first hair surgery
5,
done
I
then.
think 5 milligrams. I
Is
don't know
that
if it's
5
anything, but
milligrams? Wow.
yeah, I think it's like what, 1 in 5. I think there's only like,
Oh, I just take the 5 and break it into quarters. And
is
take a
that
quarter.
I just
is
swallow
that
it.
is that like a blocker, or what is
It,
its main
it
purpose?
it's
It blocks a
D
testosterone. Yeah,
DHT, yeah.
that stops male hair loss.
Yeah.
But I mean, after a certain period, you really
Yeah.
can't come back from like. But I
Right.
have diagnosed alopecia, and I wear wigs and shit, and I wear like hats, and I've grown what hair I do have out. So when I wear wigs, it's actually like, in the back of my neck about this far, like it's past my shoulders and shit. Actually, I need a haircut because it's getting frizzy.
Yeah, I guess after like I did luckily Dum Dum me earlier me I was making all my mistakes. The only mistakes I didn't make was to get hair surgery when I was like 24, 25, because I was losing it.
I'm open for
And
that. For
yeah,
sure.
it was this is all natural. This is about 15 grand worth of hair surgery. Over the course of 3 different surgeries. But yeah, that was like the dumb me couldn't figure out that I was trans, but dumb me realized that I didn't want to go, I didn't want to lose it. So but
Well, shit, I was
yeah.
30 before I figured it out.
Yeah,
Like,
it was
full blocked wall. Like, someone would say trans woman, and I'd be like, "What does that mean? Is that which direction does that mean?" And I get all confused, and I'm like, I better not think about it. And then I was like playing on Reddit, like the little egg memes and how relatable they were. It still took me 2 weeks to figure out why these fucking memes are so relatable. And then I was late at night. It was like COVID, so I'm not working. I'm stuck at the house, and I was just like, I had like this like relief, like cry, and I never cried. So that now I cry all the time.
Yeah, don't we all?
what
But
what was
injections are fun though. You gotta. That's I was happy when I switched to that. I feel I got a lot of results from that.
God damn it. All
You're
I
hearing
would-
it all over
I
the
would-
place. Just do it.
Well, and like literally for me, and granted, everybody is different. Every body is different, but like the pills for me, the levels were not even moving. Like
Mm.
it was
Yeah, I know
non-existent.
people on like low pills that their hormones. I mean, their E is right in the. I'm like, I guess just keep going. Like, mine steadily went, and when my testosterone was suppressed, I was taking spirulactone or whatever, and when it finally was suppressed, I cried. I was so happy. That was a big one.
I mean, like my doctors swears up and down that there's not a difference between pills and injections. Which I mean, at that point, I'm just like, cool. If there's no difference, let me do which one. Like, let me do injections. He doesn't.
Mhm.
See, and
Yeah.
that I was gonna say, finding a flexible doctor is such a godsend. Like
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
pretty much,
lucked out
I
on
pretty much,
finding my endocrinologist through my therapist, and after I also go to like a support group. I mean, I don't really go as much anymore, but like so we could all like compare notes, and I really felt like she was the number one endocrinologist in my city. She's recently moved to Charlotte, maybe like a month ago, which kind of like rocked the community a little bit. Her replacement is nice, but I feel like to her I might be starting off, but to me I'm like, bitch, I'm maintaining. Like, don't change anything. I know what I'm doing. Like, let me, let me tell you what I'm doing. But my numbers are good. My numbers have been good for a long time.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
like my doctor, I can literally tell him what I want to do,
Mhm.
and he's like, "Yeah, let's do it." But my
Yeah,
biggest fear is what happens when he retires. Like that's honestly
yeah.
my biggest.
I mean, like I
I
love.
would go to Bloom or Planned Parenthood if I didn't trust a doctor that I had no choice but to see in like a small city.
Yeah, like I don't know. I think it's good when you have like I used to work for a company and they were like, we're doctors, not waiters. And it's basically like, we'll tell you what you need as opposed to like just
Mhm.
giving you what you want. But I feel like everybody, I mean, like any doctor, like actual doctor that like tells you exactly what they think you should do. It's like, well, that's kind of just like your opinion,
I bounced
man.
ideas back off with her, and I trusted what she said. Like, we talked about the Dr. Powers and
It's pretty.
all this and plateaus and shit, but like, she's just like, there's no like super hard studies on trans healthcare. It's all just kind of.
So in that previous discussion about medication and yada yada, you brought up something that kind of I have a quick question. I'm just curious, what came first for you, the hormones or the therapist?
The therapist. Cause see, only because I thought I needed a letter to so I called the gender therapist, talked to her, and it was like blah blah blah, telling all my stories and my connections and the signs and shit. She's like, yeah, you're probably trans. She's like, you need to go talk to this endocrinologist. And I was like, okay, do I need a letter of like recommendation? She's like, well, I'll write you one. And she did. She emailed me a letter of recommendation, but I was already had an appointment and talking to the doctor by the time like she was able to get the email to me. But in North Carolina, we're an informed consent state. So I literally could have just mostly walked in there and been like, hey, I'm trans, I want to start hormones. And they'd be like, okay. I literally signed a piece of paper saying I'm an adult, I know what I'm doing. And, after blood work to make sure I was physically able to do it, I was on my way. But she started me with 1 milligram pill and 25 milligrams of Spiro. And I was like, okay, I thought she was going to give me 2 and like at least like 50 of Spiro. And it was a really hard like 3 months because I saw her every 3 months and she would up it. So I went from 1 to 2, 2 to 4, and then 4 to 6. And then I switched to injections. And then I had to get blood work every 3 months, make sure my numbers were fine. And then injections, I had to do blood work all over again because the first dose she gave me 0.75, my estrogen was 1400. And we were like, yeah, that's not right. So then we kept lowering it. And now I'm kind of at like 0.35, 0.4. I have a 1 milliliter syringe that I can kind of like really dial it down. And that's been a whole lot of kind of fun too. Like needles are fucking weird. My ex was giving it to me first. And then when we separated, I was like, am I going to be able to give myself an injection? And then injection day, I was like, I'm not going to be able to do this. I was like, and I tell people it was a little more like self-harm. It was like, fuck this, fuck me. This hurt. Like, fuck this. Like I was really like hurting myself. But I gave my shot and it was like butter. It was really hardly a thought. Like it's a little pinch.
Do you do? I mean, I know like when I get like the flu shot, they just go, they just like boop, like they hit you with it.
Way thinner than a flu shot, or like when we were getting the COVID shit, it's way thinner than a COVID.
But like how like do you do it fast? Do you do it like boop?
No.
Or do you do it like real slow, like
so like I do it in like my side, on like the side of my ass, and I kind of like twist, and I don't really go fast. I used to kind of like push the skin, but now I don't even do that. I just kind of I get it the syringe ready. I put the 25 gauge, the one that goes in me, and I get the tip, the little dot on the tip, so that way I feel like it lubricates the shot almost because it's an oil. And I've done it without letting the little drop go on the very tip of the needle, and that one kind of like resisted. But the when I get the little like top right at the when I'm pushing the plunger down just a little bit at the top, it goes right in, and I got like my 2 spots, and it's really not like it's not a problem anymore.
I'm learning something right now. I didn't notice it, but when I go in dry needle
rabbit holes, like this is why I'm like I help so many people because like I spent endless nights, like no sleep, researching shit, cross-referencing the shit I researched, and it's just like it was unhealthy. So like literally, if you like you have any questions, like I've probably Googled it a million times.
It's crazy. I just haven't noticed, but now that you mention it, when you do let that one little bubble come out the top, it goes way better.
Yeah.
Because I'm doing mine in the thigh, and I do like have to sit down, let my muscle relax, and then go in at a 90.
My first one was in the thigh, and it kind of hurt a little bit. It was kind of rough. But I wanted to do it in my ass so I get a fat ass, and it worked.
Is that
wait, what?
A fact?
What? Wait,
I'm about to switch.
There's a disclaimer. Some results may vary. There you go. That's the one.
Your mileage may vary.
Yeah.
Well now I'm gonna get home and talk to my doc about that.
So how long have you been on hormones? Like how long have you been on the pills?
I've been on.
Probably should wait like at least. I waited until 15 months.
Just past 15 months.
Yeah. They say plateau, but that's
17.
not a real thing. It's something that they say, but it's still like up for debate.
Yeah,
I'll tell you.
Oh, go ahead, Rich.
I was gonna say, I'll tell you, my doc put me on injections, and the results went immediate. They switched me to
Shut up.
injection. They switched me to injection on month 4, like literally after my 3-month checkup where we saw that things were just not moving. He's like, all right, time to make some moves.
And I know people that started on injections. I was just terrified of needles, like terrified.
Wait, what do you mean not moving? Like, I mean, because my levels are where they should be, but like, you mean like physically not moving? Like you weren't seeing
no.
changes.
I'm not even. I'm talking medically not moving. Like my T dropped a little bit, but my E levels stagnant, did not move. So literally, he was like, "Your body just does not react well to pills. That's fine. So what are we gonna do? If your liver's degrading everything, guess what? We're just gonna bypass that motherfucker, and we're just gonna inject straight into the bloodstream."
And I could stop testosterone blockers on injections, like most people.
Funny story. I stopped the blockers, and levels wise, I didn't need them, but I noticed one vein in my hand would pop really big, and I'm like around like day like 2 or 3 of my cycle, and I'm sitting here, I'm like, I don't like this. So I got my blockers back literally just to curb that one vein in my hand because I'm petty like that. That's the issue.
That's funny.
So I guess in that same vein of like the medical stuff, are you comfortable talking about like surgeries? Like, have you had surgeries? Are you thinking about surgeries?
Oh yeah, I'm fine talking about it. I have not had any surgeries. I'm open to at least like an orchiectomy, and I want like FFS, but like there's a path that I'm kind of on for maybe that. But I have questions. But I have a doctor like in network that I'm interested. That's got like good results.
Yeah. Who?
Doctor.
Like,
I say her name wrong, but she's famous. It's Ava Natesan in New York. She's like this younger woman. She's got like good reviews and like stories, and like they say like there's like the aftercare and like bedside manner. There's a lot of like dudes that are just will do your surgery and they may do it well, but then they kind of write you off. And I feel like I need a little more.
Yeah.
I need more personal. I need questions. I got questions. I have like problems, or if there's complications, I need to know that you're not going to just like hand me off to your fucking nurse or something.
Yeah. No, I mean that's smart. I honestly was rushing into it,
which I'm not. I'm set on not getting. Like I consider myself non-op.
Yeah, my I rushed into it, and like I realized that like people like you who do a lot of research actually like real like y'all are the ones that to follow. My friend Naomi saved me from going with a doctor that probably would have butchered my face.
Yeah, there's a couple out there that are famous butchers, like, and just still doing them day in, day out.
FFS is the one that freaks me out. Like,
they fold your face down.
Well,
Nicolas Cage.
Maybe the reason it freaks me out is because of like the immediate aftermath, where you literally look like burn victim Barbie for the next like 2 months.
For sure, but like, I feel like that it takes like a month to realistically look human again, because you're gonna be fucked up. Like
and that's what I'm saying. Like that's the part that freaks me out. Is it takes so long?
Nothing. Like a month blinks by in my life. Like, oh my god, a month, and then it's a story you're just gonna be telling your friends. Like
the thing about it though is like, I'm a banker, I'm a restaurant manager, I'm a model. Like this is the money maker. Like,
yeah, financially, you would probably like realistically need to take like 6 weeks off paid.
I know.
Like think mentally, maybe even 2 months, like with complications. But I don't know. It's a big risk. Like there's a lot of problems. Like you get the lip lift and you can lose feeling in your lips. And I would like be very upset to lose feeling in my fucking lips. Like, and then I know people that got like still can't feel their brow, like their you know, they get the hairline lowering and they still can't feel their forehead. Like like 2 years after.
I mean, like I got the hair transplant surgery, and it's weird because now, like when they sew you back up, they did the strip a couple times. When they sew you back up, sometimes your nerves get crossed, so I can touch my head here, and I feel it over here, and it's the weirdest fucking thing.
That's weird.
But yeah, I've heard that like yeah, that like especially with like jaw surgery, you could like if they do it,
Yeah,
they screw something up, and you could just lose feeling in your jaw forever,
yeah.
and it's just like
But
um.
I wouldn't do the nose, but like, and then there's only a certain few that do like the really crucial jaw, like contour type 3 or something.
Yeah.
Um, but like my fucking brow bone is a mess. Like
Yeah.
fucking just let me clean up what puberty did. Like I don't want like
Well,
I don't need to be a like but like chin and fucking like brow bone, like leave my nose. I'd probably take a lip lift while I'm under maybe, and then they can do like the neck lipo in the the FFS. Because I kind of need that. I'm getting old and
yeah, like they put it like in your cheeks, right? They do like lipo here. It's almost like just taking the fat out and
yeah,
switching
they
it
can do
to
fat transfers. Yeah.
yeah.
That's the kind of surgery I need. Just give me some lipo. A little bit
Well,
here, a little bit here.
Hmm.
you
They can
have
Throw
you
it in the
like
ass.
yeah.
have you
Exactly. Just put it in the back. We're
have
fine.
you have you
Fill
figured
the
out
trunk.
like when you're talking about your brow, have you looked at like what type of brow surgery you would need if you like because they everyone that like I've heard the new thing is type 3 brow reduction. I don't know if you've like dug into that, like what you would need.
I know that there are a few types. I would literally go with like by doctor, and then I want to physically see. This is what kind of stopped me from doing it when I had a different kind of insurance before I got separated, pretty much. I wanted to physically, face to face, have the doctor look at me, like, because they'll do Zooms and they'll do online, but like, I want you to physically look at my face from every possible angle and let's talk. And then I do know a lot of doctors try to go subtle. Like everyone, it's like everyone wishes they would have went more extreme on the surgery. Doctors are like, well, let's just go. Like, no, fuck me up once and let's do this. Like just
Yeah.
shave
Sounds
everything down.
familiar.
But
I feel like
I've been pretty lucky. Like I don't like need it, but like God, some of the accounts that I follow, like they didn't need it, but when they got FFS, it was just like fuck.
Yeah.
Like
It's
God, went from like a 7 to a 10, like an 11. Just wow.
yeah,
I feel like
it's
that's the
well, yeah, like I don't know. I don't know. I know a bunch of people who are like, I don't need it. And it's like, yeah, but you can get like, especially if your insurance covers it. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
why the heck? Like, my insurance is gonna cover. My insurance is covering FFS, top surgery, bottom surgery,
Yeah.
covering everything. Like, it covers orchiectomy, and so it
Meet
covers all this stuff.
copay and yeah.
Yeah, and like, we had like I know all these girls who are like, I'd kill to have like XYZ on your face. It's like, well, I'm getting that changed just because it's I
Right.
can. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. People are always they're like, why are you gonna do that? And like
Yeah.
fucking judging me because I'm
It's
gonna
a
get my face cut
very
up.
personal journey, and no one will know what really kind of like causes your dysphoria. Like my number one was like beard shadow, and that's gone. So like, there's a lot of like I'm kind of like cruising. I'm maintaining now. Like, but that fucking beard shadow, fuck, that ain't no joke. Like that hurt. Like there was no escaping that. No
Hmm.
shaving escapes that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that like that. I'm very dysphoric about my hairline. Like this, when I got my hair surgery, they made sure to say, we're gonna give you a very masculine hairline, and I was just 25, and hell yeah, that sounds great. I definitely am not gonna regret this in 13 years. Um, but yeah, like that one of the things that they were
Worse,
talking
you
about.
could have not got it done, and you look
Yeah,
like me.
it's well, like I don't know, like I have a bunch of people who, when I ask, like they see me doing my hair like this, and for those who are listening, I have my typical DB swoop. Uh, so, um, but yeah, I've like I get called out for why do you have your hair like a boy? It's like was it matter? Ding dong. But anyway, yeah. So I don't know. That's one of the things that
Bangs
I'm
all the
super
way.
excited about. Like hair,
Well,
this doing my brow, my nose, my lip, my cheeks, and my jaw. Which I know is not for everybody, and everybody's like, "Oh, your nose is fine, your brow is fine, your cheeks are fine," and it's like they're fine for you. They're not fine for me. Just be glad I'm not doing it to your face. So, yeah, yeah. So, that like, do you have like a timeline that you'd like to start looking into all this stuff, or are you just sort of like, just kind of,
I need to get back on insurance, and I don't really like my work's insurance, so I'm just kind of working towards getting insurance again, which isn't
yeah,
like super hard. There's just some things I gotta get done, and
yeah,
then I want to physically go to New York and have a consult. And then maybe go from there. I'm not like in a rush. It's just something that is still on the plate.
that's cool. Yeah, I mean, it's it's nice to like to not feel rushed. I feel like for me, it's been like hurry, 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 like a lot of hurry up and wait kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But that's nice that you're like taking it very. I mean, I've rushed into several decisions that luckily have not worked out because I could have gone with a couple of doctors that really could have screwed me up. But yeah,
Well,
like I mean,
I feel very grateful that I feel like my hormones have kind of exceeded my expectations. Like we all did like the
yeah,
face app and shit, and this was like 2 years ago. I was already I feel like I already beat my face app, and I'm only at 3 years, and I kind of gave myself like internally, I was like, give yourself 5 years before like really feeling bad about yourself, and I just kind of like was like, what's the best could happen, and I don't know. I've been doing good, and um, I really like being trans. Really doesn't come up that much anymore. I kind of forget I'm different until like I feel like I'm different in a like new
yeah.
public space.
Do
Makes
you
sense.
observe people like do you are you at 3 years, are you still like observing people and being like everybody's staring at me, I'm
Oh
being
yeah,
judged?
oh yeah, oh yeah.
Really?
I get a lot of looks. But see, like I'm 5'10". I feel like maybe I can pass at certain angles, but other than the voice, because the voice is just instant tell. Like if I stood up, it's like all shoulders, all hands.
Welcome to my
I feel
world.
like I like if you kind of see me, maybe you won't think about it, but if you actually see me, like I draw enough attention that you want to like you're kind of like you kind of further
Yeah.
investigate, and I think I'm fucking gone. But there was another funny one. So I used to think people were like clocking me everywhere, everywhere, and then like I was on like Grinder, and I'm talking thousands, like literally 10,000 messages of just like people trying to hook up with me. So now when I'm driving down the street and like someone looks at me, I'm like, I think they probably just want to fuck me. Like
Yeah. That's a real thing. I
it's
mean,
better than
honestly,
to think that people are clocking me, and then I just go about my day. Like I
you
really
know,
don't.
yeah, that's kind of what I've resorted to basically saying there, there's two ways you can go about it. When people are staring at you, it's either they're clocking you or they want to have sex with you. And so I've gotten down the path of, oh, they just want to have sex with me. But that starts to go to your head a little bit. And then you're just like, I mean, I was just out walking by the pool here in Key West. Everybody, I'm in Key West. I didn't know if I mentioned that 10 times or not. But yeah, I was walking by the pool and people were like looking at me and I was like, they're not clocking me, they're not clocking me, they want to have sex with me, they want to have sex with me, they want to have sex with me. And so I was just like, I'm great now. Everyone wants to have sex with me.
Yeah,
So
but even if they don't think it, like it's also so if someone's clocking me or they're disgusted or they're just unhappy, I'm like, I'm never gonna see this person again. And when I go home, like
amen.
I have a partner that is very much interested in me. Like you can
Yeah.
judge me all you want. I promise I am doing fine when I get home. Like
I am
Have
okay.
I am okay.
have you run into, I guess, out in like, do you have any like stories or experiences that like people coming up to you and being like, having negative interactions with people?
I have not had the get out my bathroom. I haven't had the you're a guy. Like I haven't had like a kid say, "Oh no, that's a dude." Like reading a million and one stories that of anything could happen. I haven't had any direct negative problems. Like my parents have been supportive. My ex was supportive. Like my work was very supportive. I
That's
wasn't
awesome.
gonna come back, and when I came back as a new name, like people I didn't even know knew me before were like, "Hey Jordyn, hey Jordyn," and at first it was like, "Oh shit, how did you know?" Like I was like, "Oh yeah, I forgot I came out at work," and like, so I don't want to say that I'm not like waiting for it to happen, but it is in the back of my mind that I feel like it's almost inevitable, but I don't think about it as much anymore. But no, I really haven't had anyone like give me shit. Maybe it's
Yeah.
because I'm
I love the get out of my bathroom moment. Those are
yeah. I
Those
would
are fun.
probably just cry. Like I really can't. I don't know. It's gonna be rough.
You know, I guess that's, I mean, because you said you're 5'10".
Mhm.
So, because I'm 5'11" and about 170, 175. And so I think people see me and they're just like, that tall bitch looks like she has unresolved anger issues. Let's
See,
maybe
I
not tell her to get out of my
don't
bathroom because she's going to give me a five-fingered facial reconstruction. So,
yeah.
It's them
um,
arms, Danny. It's them arms.
Yeah.
ugh. They're like,
God.
I'm jealous of your arms. Like freaking
maybe,
hey.
maybe we'll get, they're like, maybe I'm going to go on the internet and make fun of that person. Maybe not make fun of them. I'll be shitting teeth for a month. So,
We're gonna skip the facial interaction and go to
yeah.
keyboard warrior.
Yeah, because that bitch looks like she has got issues, and I do. So
I'm too quiet to say anything, but everyone I'm with would probably speak up for me. So I have that.
yeah, oh yeah. Like, have you had any like have you had any interactions with people like somebody that you thought was gonna have a really negative reaction that like turned out like shockingly well?
No, honestly, like anyone that I've kind of came out with, I felt that they would been okay with it. Like most my friends and family and my like circle, they're pretty open-minded and, at least half are queer coded in some way. I don't know, there's a lot of
Yeah.
spectrum in my circles, so they're just kind of like, "Oh, cool, you're a woman now. That makes sense." Like, okay, just let's just do that.
That's awesome. That's great to hear.
Yeah.
Um, sorry,
Except for
I
my
feel like
dad, he died, so I don't know what he would say.
which sorry, say again.
I said I never got to tell my dad he was dead, but we weren't friends.
Oh,
So like I was curious to see what he would have said.
yeah.
That's
Oh,
probably the one for me that shocked me the most because I was terrified mostly about my family, and then they turned out to be the best.
My mom
Like,
was the first person I told.
yeah,
that's
I
awesome.
think
Oh
our
wow.
experience has been pretty close. Like, I have not had any bad interactions
Yeah.
whatsoever at all.
Are we talking just like at all?
At all. Like
None.
Wow.
So so
maybe I really not even like online.
I haven't
Really?
had in real life, I haven't had any
Yeah.
like bad interactions, but once upon a time, I was at Texas Roadhouse and I was wearing I was wearing shorter denim shorts and I was wearing a cropped jacket that showed the boobs off very well. Like I'm feeling super feminine. It's great. And this was like in February. Like it wasn't long ago. And I was in the bathroom just minding my own business. And apparently someone that was in the bathroom with me had to go tattle to the manager complaining that there was a man in the bathroom. That was fun. That
I
was
would
fun.
Oh.
Fun.
Let's
But I
make
also
it.
don't go to places that like I'm not going to redneck bars. I'm not going to sport bars.
Oh,
Like
let's make it better. I was working at that Texas Roadhouse.
oh,
Oh no.
that's
I was
rough.
I was off work that day, but I worked
Yeah.
at that Roadhouse. And then my only other like really bad story was Bay and I were at Walmart. Of course, it's Walmart. And we're in his hometown in Tennessee. And we literally went for makeup remover. I forgot makeup remover. And so we're at Walmart. I'm looking for the brand I use, and he's got his arm wrapped around me. And these two like high school age girls shout from across from like the other end of the aisle. They were like, aren't you a little old for her? And I'm sitting here just laughing at this point. Anyway, I find what we're looking for and we start walking away. And as we're walking away, they come up and they look at me and they go, "You're really pretty." And I'm like, "Oh, thank you. Like, I appreciate that." And then their next question was, "Are you a guy?" And I'm sitting here, I literally look at him in this crowded Walmart and I go, "Do I look like a guy?" Like,
I mean,
I don't think I do.
My favorite rebuttal is, "Are you?" It's like I mean, yeah, like, well, actually, no, nobody's ever said that to me
I
because they
have
know.
like this fake conversation in my head where someone says I'm trans and I get offended. I'm like, why would you think I'm trans? And then I'm like, no, you're wrong. Like, I'm right. I am.
Yeah,
And like,
got me.
Yeah.
and like the thing about it is
Good job.
and like the thing about it was like right before we went to this Walmart, I was swimming at the pool, and there was, a couple good old boys from Tennessee that were in this pool with us. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, if we were going to have a confrontation, it was going to be right here. And it didn't happen. So I obviously looked good enough that they didn't think anything of it. So I don't know what this 15-year-old from Walmart's thinking, but
Well, then actually that leads to another question that that we may actually you may have had experience with this. I kind of want to hear. Have you experienced and are aware of pretty privilege?
Yes.
How I mean, because you're obviously like very 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 beautiful. Like, do you feel like you're benefiting like you benefit from that, like when your experiences you feel like you haven't had any negative?
I kind of do. I wonder, like, if people are nicer to me because, like, I don't know, attractive to them, or I'm like cute, or I'm not like brash and confrontational. I do believe in pretty privilege. Same with like my kid in school. Like, I'm glad he's an attractive, fun little kid, because if your teacher hates you, you will not get a good of enough education as the kid that they do like. Like, unfortunately.
It's
and
it's sad.
and I
Yeah.
feel and like that's, as far as pretty privilege, like that's not even a trans thing. Like that's just a person thing.
Yeah.
Like
People do get treated better and worse based on like their looks. Like,
Yeah, I mean, the only reason I bring it up in terms of like the trans issues is I like, especially the small town that I live in Charlottesville, Virginia. There are like I have a friend who was like one of my like experience. The reason I asked for the experience, like a negative, you thought somebody was going to react negatively, is I had somebody who I thought was going to have like a super bad reaction, and I guess I came out to him and I guess he thought I was attractive, so he like was like, just tell me when to change your pronouns. Whereas if I had come out and been like, walked in with like a giant pink tutu and makeup smeared all over my face like a clown, he probably would have been like, call me.
I hear a lot of the negative stories in like the support group and some Discord channels, and like, I mean, not that I would insult any of them, but they're they're either like overweight, or they got like skin problems, or they're just traditionally like very masculine. Same with like cis woman. Like, it's a problem. I feel that maybe because others consider me pretty, that they are not as like attack me.
Yeah, like they give you a pass, and it's like, cool.
Yeah.
I don't like trans people, but I like you.
Yeah, one of the good
So
ones. Yeah.
yeah,
And I was gonna say, like, I even feel like pretty privilege like changed my family dynamic. Like we were talking about family and support from family. I know when I first came out, my family was terrified, to the point of almost unsupportive, was terrified that I was going to be teased and bullied and mocked and ridiculed, because I would be so easily clockable, because I didn't start hormones till my late 20s, till I was 29. And as 2-3 years went by.
So you were so old. God, Rachel. Ew.
Sorry. But like, as we saw how hormones would affect my body, all of a sudden my family was like, all right, no, cool, we're good. Like, good on you.
And my dad was basically like, I think he treated me, he was like, he and my mom were both like, we're very worried if people are going to be like me. Are they going to be mean to you? Like, be aware that people are going to be mean. I was like, no, everybody just kind of wants to bang me. Like, so, I mean, they may want to kill me after they bang me, but they mostly want to just bang me. So,
yeah.
I got some of that.
Mm-hmm. We talked bang about in private, kill you in the street.
We talked about OnlyFans earlier. Like, it still makes me chuckle that guys I went to high school with are paying to see my nudes, or paid rather to see my nudes. Like, that makes me chuckle.
Actually, that brings up a question that I did have and I forgot to ask. How have your friendships that you had, like, have you noticed a change in people that you were like, say you had like a one-on-one friendship with a cis guy? Has that remained the same? Have you lost those friendships?
So I'm kind of a loser and I really don't have a lot of friends.
Oh.
Before or after. No, I've told some, I don't really I don't know. I moved away from like where most of my like when I was in my 20s, like anybody that I knew then in like high school and shit, like I literally just do not see. Anyone that I like work with, I considered friends. They've been kind of fine with it. I really don't. Now all my friends are pretty queer.
Nice.
I had.
We're a bunch of groomers. We just turned all our friends gay. Damn COVID shot.
Oh my god. 5G.
I had two friends that two really close guy friends that I worked with. And when I came out, they were like, hey, you should come over. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, okay. Never been to their apartment before in my life. But
lube.
I head on over. And like literally it was just a long chat of like me coming out and like, when did you know, and yada 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 and yada yada yada. And before I know it, we were smoking out of a like rainbow colored dildo. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, never in my life did I think this would be how life goes. But
so fucking funny.
I'm sure I'm like a lot of people's first trans person that they met. Like, I was on hormones for about 1.5 years before I physically, like, knowingly met another trans person, and that was at the support group.
You just reminded me of a question that I meant to ask you. So thank you for that. Medical transition, social transition. What did that timeline look like? Did they happen at the exact same time?
That's a good question.
Or which one came first?
It was medically first. So like let's say it was like so it was like the end of August, the very beginning of September. And like 2 weeks later, I was getting blood work. And 2 more weeks after that, I was on hormones. I didn't come out to my work damn near almost 2 years later. Like, I didn't present publicly for at least 1.5 years. I mean, like, I still kind of like, it's weird. Like, if I'll wear makeup to the store and a hat, and that's okay. But the second I put like a wig on and some makeup, I feel like I'm presenting too hard and I'm going to be like, I don't know. It's a weird mental space to be. I'm still kind of like navigating a lot of the socially. But I remember telling myself, I was like, I'm never going to tell anybody. Like, I'm just going to.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to come back to work because I was on leave to do my kids' virtual academy. And like, I was never going to come back to work. I was going to get a new job. I was going to be this new person. No one before was ever going to see me. And then I was having like a good day, and my boss emailed me about coming back. And I was like, boom, long email about everything. And he was like, cool. When do you want to start? When do you want to come back? And that was it.
Have you
no, go ahead, Rach.
Okay. So, and this is like open panel for this one. Do you ever see someone from your, what I call previous life, who doesn't know you transitioned? Do you ever just see them like out on the streets and you're just like, do I say hi? Like, what does this look like? Like, do I
Me personally, I really don't see a lot of people that I knew before. So I've worked at my job for almost 11 years, and I've gone to different locations. So most of the people know that my name has changed. I'm a chef coach, so it's on my name. I feel like I look different, but there's been a few people that have like dead named me, and I'm like, hey, like I literally changed my name like almost 2 years ago. Like, you got to fucking get on board with it. So I see like old coworkers that notice some changes, but no one. Okay, so like if they call me he or sir, or they aren't close enough to me to know that I've transitioned, so they're not close enough for me to care about them. Like, if you don't know my name's Jordyn and I'm fucking a female and she her, and I see you in passing, I write you off. Like, you aren't worth my time. Like, it's
and the main reason I ask, like, I've had multiple occasions where I've seen old coworkers from 4 or 5 years ago that'll come into my job and they don't recognize me. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, I just want to come up and just be like, hey, Muhammad, how's it going? But I'm sitting here, I'm like, yo, like he would just look at me and be like, who the are you?
I've came out to some friends on like Facebook that I knew before. If I saw like someone I used to know before, I'd and I liked them. I mean, like, I moved to another city. Like, there's nobody there that I wanted. Like, there's no one from high school I'm trying to get in touch with. Like, fuck all of them. I would still say hi to them. Like, I'd probably like re-come out, or I wouldn't, or I wouldn't just care. I don't know. I'm very like, it's really not that big of a deal to me, and it kind of like projects outwards that it's just not that big of a deal. This is just kind of my life, and I'm just kind of boring now. Like, this, like, me being trans is like low on the list of adjectives. Like, it's hardly an issue to me, and I kind of project that outwards that it's not an issue for you either. Like, let's just continue our day.
Yeah, I love that.
But that's all very new. That's like maybe 6 months ago, maybe a year ago. Like, the longer I transition, the less I fucking care anymore. Like, my numbers are fine. It's not an issue to me anymore.
Yeah.
I'm about to have a very interesting situation. Lando is having his baby shower in my high school hometown. So I'm going there October 20th. And I haven't seen a lot of these people since 2005. So it's going to be a lot of who the fuck is that? And I'll be fucking happy to tell you. But as far as like here and seeing old coworkers, I've seen people that I just left behind maybe 3 years ago at the grocery store, and nothing. Like, I'm standing right next to them and we're both picking avocados out of the bin, and they have no clue, and I just let it be. I never say anything at all.
Yep.
Because I don't want to open that pamphlet, and B, it's just it feels good to me to know that I've come that far where I'm just completely unrecognizable to people that I even worked with as little as 3 years ago for 5 years.
I had one of those moments when I was back in my hometown. I was at Dollar General, and I literally was shoulder to shoulder with someone I went to high school with, and we were having a conversation, and the only thing he said to me was, "Excuse me, darling," and I'm sitting here, I'm like,
That's fucking right.
you're excused, baby. Oh, I did want to get in before it looks like we're a little bit over an hour, but I did want to get in. And we probably should have prepped you for this one, but whatever.
no prep.
What is your transition theme song?
Shit, I don't know. That's a good one. Yeah, if you'd prepped me, I'd have found the song. It's probably Miley Cyrus, but it's no, is it Miley Cyrus or is it Lana Del Rey? I don't know. Where she's singing, she's like, "I want all your money, I want all your fame, and I want all your something else." And I would sing that song, and I would fucking take what's mine.
Badass. I love that.
I think it's Lana Del Rey.
You can't prep for that question. Like,
Yeah.
No.
Go in, no lube. Like,
Yeah.
Raw dog.
Fine for that. Yeah.
Gotta raw dog it. God, gross.
You know I had to. Sorry.
Yeah.
Mine always there.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
I have one more question before we close out. Jordyn, since I am moving there very shortly, what are the politics like? Shut up. What are the politics like in North Carolina?
What you're moving to, Asheville?
Chapel Hill.
Chapel Hill. So I don't know Chapel Hill a lot.
Well, I mean, like as the state as a whole.
I think like the state kind of sucks, unfortunately. But that doesn't mean that like your circle, your pocket, your neighborhood isn't fucking gung ho. Like I'm in Wilmington, and there's like, it's mainly a college beach town. I mean, in like the college, it's not like very Republican. Like we're the only Democrat colored dot in most of the state. I don't have a lot of problem. There's still a lot of like old money and they're fucking asshole boomers. There's still a lot. I call them boat rednecks. So they're just like rednecks, but they own a boat. So I don't really go in a lot of that area. Like there's still like pockets of hatred. I mean, like that's gonna be kind of everywhere. We're a very southern state, but in my city, like if I say you're in Asheville or once you go into the Triangle, there's a lot more. Like the more awake the fucking city is, the better it's gonna be as a whole. Like I mean, if you move to some podunk town, odds are they're probably gonna give you shit. You know,
well,
hopefully
I bet it's anywhere though.
I'm gonna be like 5 minutes from UNC and like 10 minutes from Duke. So I figure it's pretty progressive.
Closer to the colleges, and if the colleges aren't like asshole colleges, like I think that it resonates to the city is like-minded because they're supporting the college.
Okay.
I wouldn't worry about it. Like there's just so many worse places, but I mean, we're informed consent, and I haven't really had a lot of problem. I mean, I just don't go to like fucking sports bars.
Yeah, no, me neither. I figure if I wanted a bad time, I would move back to Dallas.
Yeah,
Charlottesville.
like even like Texas, like Austin, they have no problem. They're like trying to keep it weird, right? And that's their Austin.
Yeah.
It's getting worse, to be honest. With COVID, we had Amazon, Samsung, Tesla. They all moved here, and they brought a lot of different thinking when they came here. And Austin used to be like this blueberry in a basket of strawberries, and it was very homey for this type of thing. But that blueberry is turning more red as the years go by. So, and especially with the recent laws that Texas has passed, it's getting a little bit more hostile.
It's definitely a mix, but at least our laws aren't fucking us over yet. For now.
Yeah.
We're one of the risky states because we're just south.
Yeah.
We're just
still no Minnesota.
There's fucking just Christianity, just kind of.
Yeah.
They gotta find they need somebody to be mad at, and apparently it's us. So
And it can be themselves.
Yeah.
So
fight a culture war to forget about the money, because that's who we need to be eating the rich. Fuck them. So they're making us mad at the trans folks, mad at the gay folks, mad at the drag queens, our fucking books, like, let's get to the real problems, like the people that are, making you work your ass off and they're stealing your money. Like, how many people got rich during COVID? Like, how many people are buying houses now because all these houses went into foreclosure? That's the real problem. I promise you, it's not this basic fucking bitch going to Walmart get like, dog food. I am not a problem. I guarantee it.
Yeah. Of course.
Well, awesome. Well, that's Jordyn. It's been a fucking pleasure. And I say that with the most emphasis because we're allowed to cuss on this fucking podcast. Sorry, Mom and Dad. I hope you're not listening. But
Dad's still in the room.
Dad, Dad, get out of here. Go. Rachel, you want to take us out? Tell people how to tell people what for, who we are, what we're due, how to find us, or anything, or say bye to
Tell them what it
everybody.
is.
Do we do this? I don't remember if we do a closeout or not. I can't remember.
We do.
Sorry, I got you, baby. All right. All right, everybody. Thank you for coming and hanging out. This has been the Girl Dad Girls with my girl Dani B, Bree St. Marie, and of course, Ravishing Rachel. Also, let's say bye to our lovely guest, Jordyn Jean. But yeah, it's been amazing. So we'll see y'all next week. Much love, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
This has been a production of Girl Dad Girls Podcast. Check out new episodes every Thursday. If you are interested in knowing more, please email info@girldadgirls.com or find us on Instagram @girldadgirls. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.